What is up, guys? My name is Chris. I am the Unprofessional Dad, and I am here to go over some knives with you guys. This is my first foray into trying to make a video about some knives that I have purchased. Trying to build up a knife collection, and I'm still in the beginning processes of it. I'm just now getting into the knives. I'm starting to learn more and more about them, the different blade steels, things like that. I've got a pretty good collection so far. I am a dad. I'm a full-time dad of 4 little boys. I have 6 kids, 4 of them full-time, 4 little boys between the ages of 2 and 9. So I am very busy, and I'm also on an extremely tight budget. So I don't get a lot of opportunities to buy knives and stuff like that, but when I do, I definitely like to enjoy it. It's something that I've gotten into with my kids. They love as well. They like claiming the knives as they come in. This knife is mine, that knife is mine. I try to let them pick out 1 or 2 whenever I am shopping for knives, something that catches their eyes. But I do have some goals in the knife collecting world. I have some knives that are like the goals that that I really want to get to. I want a Chris Reeve Sebenza. Unfortunately, I'm nowhere near capable right now of ever getting close to buying a Sebenza. Those things are absolutely outrageous, but also worth it. I've never even held one. I want to really bad. I've watched them online. I've seen them. I've watched a lot of videos about them, and from everything that I can tell, everything that I see, they are all and more that is said about them. And I really look forward to the day when I can actually get one in my hands and preferably own one myself. I also really want a Chavez knife. I love the look of those. I've got one here. You will see here in a minute. It's not a Chavez, but it's close. And I enjoy it, but it is not what I expected or what I thought it was going to be. But you'll see that here in a minute. So I've got some knives that I want to go over. These are knives that are new pieces into my collection. I also want to be very clear about something. I am a full-time dad, so I do not get to go outside and use my knives like a lot of people are doing. They're not putting their knives in a safe or in a drawer somewhere and just looking at them and using them as collection pieces. They're actually going out and using their knives. They're putting them through the paces. They're testing them out and then giving you their opinions about them on how the blades perform, how the steel holds up. Different things like that. There are opportunities that I get to use my knives, but they're on an EDC level. As a father, I'm out and about with my kids all the time, and I'm always running into opportunities to use a knife. But usually it's just more of a neck knife or a little pocket knife that I can jerk out and cut a box or a package open, or a toy for my kids, or use different things like that. Use a flashlight and an ink pen far more than I do a knife, but I do use my knives on a daily basis. But I'm a creature of habit, so those are usually the ones that they fit my needs, and I'll get into that one day if I do another video. We'll see how this one goes, but I do have some great knives here, and I want to go over them with you, and I want to show them. Now, I will tell you also, if you are looking for someone that's going to go over the exact specs and how they compare with like the blade steels and how they compare with other blade steels, I'm not your guy. I'm very smart and stuff like that, and I can grasp this stuff, but I just don't care. I like the look and the feel more than anything. If a knife looks good, if it feels good in the hand, I can sharpen knives. I've been sharpening knives for a long time. I lived in a tent for 2 years. Before I had these 4, when I went through a previous divorce, not because I was destitute or needed to be. I just enjoyed camping, and that was I was a big time prepper, and I've always been a prepper. So I spent a lot of time in the woods, camping, hiking, Appalachian Trail, different things like that. Enjoying life, and I've been sharpening knives for a long time, so I don't care if it's D2 or if it's All-Sade or if it's 420 or whatever, or if it's Magna Cut or whatever else. I really don't care. I can sharpen a knife. I can keep an edge well. As long as the knife doesn't snap or break, as long as the handle feels good and there's not a lot of play in the blade and a lot of wobble or whatever you call it's not loose and there's a lot of play in it and stuff like that, then I'm going to be able to take care of that knife and keep it performing and running at a good speed. So I'm not going to be the guy that's going to compare all these different things and tell you how this compares to that. I'm just going to show you the knives that I've got, and I'm going to share them with you and just kind of tell you why I got them and my first impressions of them and things like that. I do love knives. I don't care if it's a butter knife. My sister was over here not too long ago and she's like, holy crap, Chris, you have more kitchen knives than anybody I've ever seen. And I can't help it. If it's got a blade on it, I want it. Axes, machetes, swords. If it's got a blade on it, I want it. I love blades. I love guns as well, but this isn't a gun video. This is about knives. So let's go ahead and get started without me rambling on anymore. I'm going to show you guys the very first knife that I got. Now this knife, and we'll tell you a little bit about it, but this knife was actually bought 100% because of my little boy, Noah. He is 5 years old, and trying to get them into the knife collecting game a little bit. I just want to give them something that me and them can do together, that we can bond. Also, as an investment thing, and later in life these things might be something that they can fall back on and sell if they need to or anything like that, but it gives us something to do, a sense of ownership, a sense of responsibility, a sense of taking care of something that's theirs and learning rules and guidelines and how you handle certain things. It's just part of growing up and becoming a man, and I want them all to be great men one day, like my older son. And this was a knife that he actually picked out. This is a Blade exclusive, a Blade HQ exclusive, I'm sorry. This is the Boker Kalashnikov. This is the automatic Desert Warrior. It's the Bowie style. It is a beautiful knife. It is not something that I would have actually picked out. It does have a deep carry pocket clip. I'm really appreciative of that. I do love the deep carry pocket clip. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a great piece. It's a great piece. It's different. Again, it's not something that I would have got for myself. I tell you what, I love the action in this thing. I'm going to tell you what, it might not be the most expensive automatic knife. I have automatic knives that are far more expensive than this, Microtech and Protex and stuff like that. But this knife will absolutely jump out of your hands if you're not careful. Boker has some great, the Kalashnikov. If you have automatic knives and you don't have a Kalashnikov, what's going on? You definitely need to have at least one of these in your collection. If you are into automatic knives, they are affordable. They're budget automatic knives. I think this one was right around 50, 60 bucks, tax, shipping, and everything. It's a great knife. My little boy absolutely loves it. Boker also has a couple other ones. They have some that looks like salad. They have one that looks like a hot dog. I have the hot dog one on the way right now for my son Abel. He is my 8-year-old, and they at first fought over this one, who was going to get to pick this one out. They both liked this one, but when the hot dog one was noticed, it was like, okay, we can get both of them. And again, it's just a great piece. Now, some of the stats about this is, it is D2 steel, so I do appreciate that. D2 steel, it's not going to be as tough as like your high carbon steels and stuff like that, so I'm not going to take this out and go batoning or camping or anything like that with it. Again, this isn't for that anyways. I mean, look at it. This is a collection piece. This is something you're going to keep in your pocket. This is something that would be great for a lady, or great for kids, something like that. Would I ever be caught carrying this out in public? Maybe. Maybe. I do have little boys, so I mean, it's a great conversation piece, things like that. But on a day-to-day basis, this is not something that I'm going to have in my pocket. But it does have D2 steel, so even though it's not going to have the toughness that a lot of your other steels are going to have, the D2 is going to hold an edge pretty well. And if you know how to sharpen a knife and hone an edge at all, you know how to strop an edge, it's going to keep an edge for a long time. Now, it does come out of the box decently sharp. I mean, I've definitely felt some sharper blades. I've not used this at all except for to show the boys that it cuts paper, show them how sharp it is right out of the package. But I haven't put it through any paces yet. I haven't used it for anything. This isn't a knife, like I said, that I'm going to be actually out doing anything with this. This is something that my boys are going to get out of the box. They're going to get to hold it. They're going to get to look at it. They're going to get to practice knife safety. They're going to get to hold it in their hands and know that this is theirs. This is something that belongs to them. So they have a sense of ownership and a sense of pride, different things like that. So again, that's more than anything, that's what this is about, getting them into the collection part of it with me, so we have something to bond over and do together. But I absolutely love this knife for that fact. It is something that actually tickled them to death. Now, specifications, I will go over it. Overall length is 7.5 inches. The blade length is 3.25 inches. It's got 3 inches of cutting edge, 0.12 inches of blade thickness. It is a clip point, hollow ground. It's got the blue. It's got the plain edge. The handle material is aluminum. The weight is 3.5 ounces. It's a right-handed. It is tip-up carry, and it's only tip-up carry. You can't, I think this, yeah, I think you can reverse this. I don't know if you can reverse this or not. You might be, comments in the comments below if you've ever done this before. I don't know if you can actually switch that around or not. It's made in Taiwan. It's for everyday carry. It is considered a button lock, push button automatic opener. Just a great little knife. It's a great knife for my little boys. It's something that they are tickled to death to own. And even their mother, when she saw it, she was like, I love that knife. I want that knife. Give that knife to me. And my little boy was like, Mom, you can have it. And of course she was like, no, I'm not going to do that to you, son. It's your knife. You keep it. But I'm going to get her one as well, of course. She liked it that much. She already stole one of my Praxis, my Civivi Praxis. She loved it when it came out. It was a beautiful Civivi Praxis, and she claimed that sucker really quick. It's been in her purse. It's probably destroyed. I don't even know if she still has it. She's probably even lost it, knowing her. But she's going to have one of these coming really soon. She just doesn't know it yet. The next knife I want to go over with you is a Knife Center exclusive. Now, most of these knives right here are exclusives. They're not all exclusives, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are exclusives. Blade HQ and Knife Center. I do have a lot of exclusive knives. I want to get some Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusives, some different exclusives out there, but Knife Center and Blade HQ, I have a lot of their exclusives. And this one is called the Dundee. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I love this daggone knife. This is called the Dundee by Bestech. It's got MagnaCut steel. It's got amazing action. It's not got the deep carry pocket clip. I mean, I guess you can kind of consider that deep carry. It's almost completely deep carry. It's got inset screws and the clip, so it's not going to snag on your pocket or anything like that. The action is excellent. It's got a liner lock. Excellent action. That was a little slow. That was my fault. But just a beautiful knife. Now, in my old life, I wore a lot of shirts and ties. I was in sales for a long time. And I was big on, before the CEO ever came out with CRKT, different things like that, I liked carrying knives that had an executive look to them or anything like that, gentlemen's knives, a lot of your old cases and stuff like that, before the pocket clips were really as big as they are now. I'm almost 50, so I've been doing this for a long time. This is what I would consider a gentleman's knife. Almost an executive knife. I love the white. I love the look of it. Bestech makes some really, really good knives. They have some really higher end knives, but most of their knives that I've collected are more of your budget friendly knives. Now I love the MagnaCut steel. Again, to me, it's no different than D2 because I know how to sharpen it, but the fact that I'm not going to have to sharpen this as often, is going to be it's going to come in handy because I am busy with my kids and I don't have a lot of time. When I do have time, I do love sharpening knives, but I have so many of them that every one that I don't have to sharpen is one less that I have to deal with, and a little bit more time than I can spend on some other knives. But just an absolute beautiful Knife Center exclusive, Bestech Dundee. If you are looking for a great affordable knife, now I don't have a lot of knives in MagnaCut and didn't have a lot of experience in MagnaCut, and this is one of those knives that, you know, people that are on a budget and they're like, I really want the nicer blade steels, but you know, I can't afford the Cruwear or the MagnaCut and all that other stuff, the Salt series for the Spyderco's, different things like that. There are still knives out there that you can get on a budget. I think this one right here was around $90. It's an exclusive through Knife Center. It's got MagnaCut steel, great action. It's got a great look to it. And you can get some of those MagnaCut steels, and you can start enjoying some of the higher end blade steels. And I'm going to tell you this. I remember when D2 was awesome. Like, you know, D2 was, you're getting up there into the higher end blade steels, and then more and more knife steels started coming out. And I mean, this is, you know, 20 years ago and stuff. Before all of your newer steels have come around and become popular. But the more, what do they call it? The race to the bottom. Now, that's not a race to the bottom in quality. That's a race to the bottom in price. You're starting to get more of the higher quality products and materials with your blade steels and things like that, but you're getting them on more of a budget price because they're more and more available. There are more and more options and different things like that. More and more brands are starting to make their products in this. Now, we'll give you some specs on it. The blade length is 3.35 inches. Let me see here. Let me just go down the list here. It's got 3.35 inches of cutting edge. It's got a 4.72 inch handle. Overall length is 8.07 inches. It's got 0.125 blade thickness. It is MagnaCut stainless steel. It's a clip point. It's got a flat grind. Let's see. It's, of course, it's G10, white G10. It's got a liner lock. Pocket clip is stainless steel. It's tip up, right or left carry, so it is ambidextrous. You can flip that around. Now, this one is obvious that you can do ambidextrous, right or left carry. Now, I am left-handed. I do a lot of things with my right hand, so it doesn't bother me if a knife is right-handed. I'm used to that. I throw a ball with right hand and stuff like that, but I write left-handed. The designer is Ostap Hell. It's 3.1 ounces. Made in China. I mean, this is an absolutely amazing knife. I'm going to be honest with you. The action on this is just great. I mean, great. I'll tell you another thing that I've got to really start learning. That I see a lot of these guys in there, just they can look at a knife and they can feel, oh, that's on bearings, or oh, that's on washers. I'm not that guy. I need to get better at that, knowing if a knife is on bearings or washers and stuff like that. I am not that guy. I've never cared enough to learn. Now that I'm really diving more into it, and every day I learn more and more about the knife industry and about knife materials and how they're made and stuff like that. That is one of those next things that I have to learn about, that I will become a master of. But I mean, the action and the flow of this thing is so smooth, and it's just a beautiful knife. Again, it's the Dundee. It's a Knife Center exclusive, white G10, MagnaCut steel, and it is beautiful. You can get this knife for right around $90, and for an exclusive for MagnaCut, it's just, forgive my fingerprints and stuff like that on the blade. I apologize for that. If it's not me handling the knives, then it's my kids. Now, the next knife I'm going to show you is by far one of my favorite knives that I have got so far. I freaking love this knife. I am a fan of ProTech. I know Microtech has some amazing knives out the fronts, automatics and different things like that. I think ProTech is the cream of the crop when it comes to automatic knives. This one is a button lock. It's called the Mordax. It's a Blade Center exclusive. Blade Center, listen at me. Blade HQ, I'm sorry. It's Knife Center and Blade HQ. So it's a Blade HQ exclusive. It's got great action. I mean, this is the Mordax by ProTech. It is freaking amazing. I love this daggone knife. It's, I need glasses. I can't even see what the blade still is. Now, this is deep carry. I love this knife. I mean, for a button lock, the action is just so quick, so smooth, so easy. ProTech. I mean, it's ProTech. Everything that ProTech makes is quality. It's high end. There are no cheap ProTechs. There might be affordable ProTechs or secondhand ProTechs or ProTechs that you can find at a reasonable price. But I'm going to tell you, if it's got the ProTech name on it and it's legitimate, it's not a knockoff, then you know it is quality, because I love ProTech. ProTech's just, I mean, they are second to none in the automatic world. And you know, button locks, I know that there's some other knife manufacturers out there that make really good button locks. I know Benchmade has the Axis lock and stuff like that, and they came out with it. Now other companies are doing that as well. Other knife brands are. Button locks, same exact thing. I'm not sure who came out with the button lock first. They are really good with the button lock. Of course, they're best at automatics, but this isn't an automatic knife, but man, that button lock is sure smooth. Now, I will go over some things with this. Again, this is a Blade HQ exclusive. Now, this is normally about $330, $350, somewhere in there. I think I got it on sale for $250. The blade length is 3.35 inches. 3.35 inches of cutting edge. The handle length is 4.72 inches for an overall length of 8.07 inches. The blade thickness is 0.125. It is Magna cut, stainless steel, clip point, flat ground. Color is two-tone gray and satin. You know what? My dumbass is reading the daggone stats on the daggone. I'm a dumbass. Forgive me. Forgive me. Those were not the stats for the Mordax. They were for the Dundee. All right, so the stats on the Mordax. I apologize. I'm sure that if anybody does watch this video, probably no one will, but if they do, people are going to catch what I've just done. Overall length is 8.13 inches, 3.5 inches of blade length with the 3.13 inches of cutting edge. It's 1.13 inches blade thick, or centimeters blade thick. I'm sorry. Blade thickness is, blade width is 1.13 centimeters. Blade thickness is 0.013. Blade material is S45VN, so it's not the best, but that's a good one. It's a good one. It's got a drop point, flat grind. The blade finish is in black. Plain edge. Handle length is 4.63 inches. Let me see. The handle material is aluminum. It's got a 3.78 ounces overall. It is a right-handed, tip up only carry. It's a flipper opening with this is on bearings. Button lock. It's called the Mordax. It's USA made for everyday carry. Now, I love the USA made. I do love the deep carry. Now, this is by far one of my favorite knives. I love the feel of it. I love the look of it. I love the action. This knife is big enough for my hands. I have some big hands, as you can see. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", depending on if I'm wearing shoes or not. I mean, just good action button lock. S45VN, it's a good steel. I'll be able to keep an edge on that really well. I just love this knife. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. I do not carry about or I do not, I'll tell you another thing that I don't understand. What is the argument over tip up and tip down carry? I don't understand. What does it matter? Why do some people get, all riled up over if it's tip up or tip down? I don't understand. I don't even pay attention. No, this is tip up carry only, and it's right-handed carry only. But it is deep pocket. I don't care if it's right-handed or left-handed. I'll put it in either pocket. I don't care if it's tip up or tip down. I'm sure that there's something to that with safety or with how quick a blade can be deployed out of the pocket. I'm sure it's something like that. I don't know. To me, I don't care. I'm never in a situation where I'm going to have to pull my knife out and have it ready to go immediately or anything like that. And if I'm in that situation, I promise you, this knife is not what I'm pulling out. I promise you that. If I'm in a situation to where I have to get something out and get it deployed quick enough to where that matters to whether it's tip up or tip down, tip up or tip down, this knife is not what's coming out of my pocket. So I just don't understand. I'm sure that a knife enthusiast and a true knife snob is going to tell me the difference and why I'm wrong about that. And I'm not saying one way or the other. I would just like for someone to explain to me what is the argument and why does that matter. Okay, so let's move on. That is one of my favorite knives. This is another knife that I just got in, a Blade HQ exclusive. This is the Izula, the Fire Ant Red Izula. I also love this. Now, I've not got out. Now, I will tell you this before I say anything else. I do camp, and I have been an outdoorsman my whole life. I don't get an opportunity to anymore. But Essie, when it comes to camping stuff, when it comes to outdoors, survival, anything like that, right there. Right there it is. I know that there's the new Jason Schwartz has a new knife that's out right now that I'm getting soon. Hopefully that'll be in here in the next. The name has slipped my mind, but it's made by Schwartz. It's an excellent knife. I've seen it all over the TV and YouTube and stuff, so I immediately got it. It's on its way in. I can't wait to get that and use that. I've got some Lion Steels, the M5, different things like that for going out. Of course, you've got your Moras for outdoor with your Scandi grinds and stuff, but just overall, Essie, when it comes to survival or outdoors, Essie is the king. Budget friendly. I mean, yeah, you're going to get up there to $150, $200 on some of their knives and stuff like that. Some a little bit more depending on the materials and which knife you're looking at. But for $100, you can get you a nice Essie that can do anything that you want to do in the woods. You can baton with it. You can feather stick. You can do whatever you want to do, and Essie's going to be able to hold the edge. It's going to last. It's got the best warranty out there. I don't care what it is. It's a no questions asked warranty. If you break that sucker, it doesn't matter what it is. You just say, I'm not going to give up anybody any ideas, but if there was ever a reason I just said, hey, I don't like this knife, I want a new one, I could come up with a reason to send this in and get me a new knife back. You know what I'm saying? That's an amazing warranty. That's a great company. Essie, if you're listening, thank you. You make the best knives out there in the world for that very reason. For outdoors, for survival, for camping, for woodsmen, anything like that. It's got a great little sheath that comes with it. I'm going to use this as a neck knife. I'm not going to paracord wrap this or anything like that. I know some people would, but I like the way that it looks. I'm just going to use it as a neck knife. I won't be using this to feather or anything like that. I've got enough Essies to where I'll be able to do all that stuff. This is just going to be a nice little neck knife that I can just wear around. I think my son Elijah really liked this. I loved it because it was an exclusive, and I love the exclusive knives, but this right here is just a great little knife. And also the great thing about Essie is they send you with a lot of goodies. It comes with a nice little attachment that you can put onto your sheath. It's got the little clip. I guess I should take that out if you can't see it in the video. It's It's got the screws and everything. It's got your little pocket clip so you can put that on so you can actually use it on your belt or in your pocket or anything like that. It's got a belt clip, whatever you want to call it. But it also, now you can order this exclusive knife as is with just the sheath in the box, or you can order it as a kit. The kit is $10 more. I ordered it as the kit, and the kit comes with all of this, but it also comes with all of this material right here. It comes with your paracord. It comes with a steel. It comes with everything that you need to make you a nice little lanyard neck knife type situation. It's got it all. Your little ferro rod for striking, shit like that. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. This is kid friendly. I should not have said that. I apologize. And I'm not going to edit it out because I'm not an editor. I don't know anything about that stuff. So I'm just going to leave it in. I apologize for the curse word. But it's a great little kit. It's, you know, it comes with your Essie Azula. I'm not going to go over the stats on this thing. It's an Essie Azula. Everybody knows what an Essie Azula is. If you don't, you're probably not going to be watching this video anyways because you don't care about knives. And if you do care about knives, then you probably know all there is to know about an Essie Azula. I love it because it's a knife, or I keep saying it, it's a Blade HQ exclusive, and it's a great neck knife, and it's made by Essie, and I'm a huge fan of Essie if you can't tell. Essie and ProTech are two of my favorite brands. The next knife that I got, now this is not an exclusive. This is not an exclusive at all, but I actually was wanting to get me a nice little pocket knife that was budget friendly, that I could just actually, beat up a little bit on a daily basis. I like your little fixed blade pocket knives, something that you can just throw in your pocket or on your belt, and you can go about your day. And where I've got kids, I am rough on stuff, and so I like the budget-friendly stuff. Now this is called the Vosteed Mink. It comes with a nice little sheath here. I'll show you what comes with the sheath, but it is a nice little knife. It's a nice little fixed blade knife. Apologize for that. It's a beautiful little knife. It's called the Vosteed Mink. Now, this has got black micarta handles, SW Nitro V blade steel. I've got a few knives with the Nitro V and stuff like that. Again, your blade steels, I just don't notice that much of a difference because I'm not putting them through a lot of hardcore use. I'm not beating the crap out of them. I'm not going out to the woods with them. I'm not using them as a mechanic, working on vehicles and stuff like that. There's just not a whole lot that I'm doing to my knives other than EDC purposes and uses, so I don't notice a difference. But if you have a lot of experience in the Nitro V world and you notice a difference in the Nitro V or anything, or just know anything about it in general, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to know because I love learning as much as I can. And since I probably won't be able to be in any situation to where I'm really going to put this knife through enough to really challenge it, I'm not going to have the opportunity to really test its limits or find out what the knife is really capable of. And if I was going to do that, then I wouldn't do it anyways because I don't want to ruin the knife. Now, if I was doing it for scientific purposes or just for a YouTube video and I was going to replace it, then yeah, I might beat it up and try to break it or something like that, or ruin the knife just to see what it can take. But I'm not going to be doing that. Again, what I have, I'm going to make last because, again, I'm on a budget and I would rather not have to buy this knife again. I'd rather move on, put this in my collection, and move on to the next knife and just keep adding that collection and building. But this is called the Mink. I do like this. It's a clip point blade. It's bead blast stone wash finish. Black micarta handle. It's lightweight and grippy. It's got a Kydex sheath. And I'm going to tell you, that retention, I mean, it snaps in there. That's great retention. There's no wiggle. There's no flopping around. There's no nothing. Now, this comes with the great little, the screws are in the box. It's got a great little belt clip here. Snaps right on. you can put it on there. You can put it for horizontal carry, appendix carry. You can put it on vertical or horizontal carry. I probably will put this appendix carry horizontal draw. I do like that. And you know, I'd just like to have the knife out of the way and not visible for everybody to see. There are knives that you just can't help that, and it's going to be dangling down your side with the dangler or whatever. But if I can help it, in a lot of situations, I'd rather just people not know what I have on me and just jerk it out when I need it. But this is a great knife, SW Nitro V blade. Again, really quick, some of the specifics. Overall length is 7.13 inches, 3.3 inches of blade length. It's clip point, flat ground, satin finish, plain edge. Let me see, micarta handles, it's black. 5.12 ounces overall. It is right or left-handed carry, of course, because it's a fixed blade. It's made in China. It's for hunting and tactical purposes, and it is a great little knife. I really look forward to getting out and carrying this knife a lot. I know it is a budget knife. I think this knife right here, I think I paid right around $70 plus, you know, shipping and tax and stuff. But for $70, that's a great little EDC, you know, carry fixed blade. I mean, it's a great little knife. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. It's not huge, but it does fit in my hand. There's not a lot of room left over and stuff like that, but it does fit in my hand. It's got some great jimping on the back, so you a couple different spots. So if you need that, you know, that real deep cutting and carving or whatever, you got jimping right there. I'll show you on the back. You've got two sets of jimping right here, flat spot, jimping right here. So it's got good jimping on the back, on the spine. Just a great little knife. I really look forward to using this knife. The next knife, okay. Actually, I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and get to this. This is an absolute joy to own right here. I just got this knife in. This is a knife that a lot of people were talking about. I knew it was coming. I didn't know when it was going to be out, but it is here. And this is the Boker and Chavez collaboration, the Mini Rendition, or whatever you call it. It's got the Chavez clip, typical. Now I'm going to tell you, I knew that it was going to be small. I had no idea it was going to be this small. I don't know if it really shows in the video how small this thing is, but I've got big hands. This is a small knife. I mean, it really looked bigger. That's what she said in the videos. It's got great action for an automatic knife. Boker and Chavez. I told you earlier in the video that I'm an absolute fan of Chavez. I love the look of the Chavez. I can't wait to own a real Chavez, a full-size Chavez. But I'm going to tell you, this has the Chavez look, the rendition. That will be one of the next knives that I get, is the rendition, the Chavez. This is a mini. Looks just exactly like it, but it's made by Boker, and it is a fantastic knife. It's got MagnaCut steel, great action. I love that pocket clip, deep carry. I mean, just a beautiful knife. I know that these were coming out. People were all, now they're almost sold out on Blade HQ. I don't know if you can get them anywhere else, but Blade HQ was carrying them. I think they might be an exclusive to Blade HQ. I don't know. But when I went on, I actually did not want the black blade. I wanted the Stonewash blade, but they were sold out of those, and so I have to wait and see if the other ones come back in. It is not a cheap knife, as small as it is. This is $180 plus shipping and tax. It is a Blade HQ exclusive, so these only come through Blade HQ. CPM MagnaCut steel, drop point blade, black finish, push button automatic deployment, black aluminum handles, deep jimping for excellent grip. It's got a sturdy button lock. It's tip up carry with the Chavez skull cap pocket clip. I'm going to tell you, I love this knife. Now, I will tell you though, really quick, some of the specifications, because you're going to need this. Overall length is 5.625. I should have got out a ruler and measured that. 2.5 inches of blade length, 2.25 inches of cutting edge. Let's see, draw point, flat grind, plain edge, aluminum, black. 1.83 ounces overall weight. It is right-handed tip up automatic push button. It is on washers. It's made by Boker, but it's a Ramon Chavez designed knife, so it's a collaboration. I love this knife. It's made in Germany. It's for everyday carry, and it is an absolute beautiful knife, even if it is smaller. I cannot wait until I have a full-size rendition sitting right next to it. I will carry this for everyday carry, even though it's as small as it is. I look forward to it. It's got, man, that jimping is deep, and that's, I mean, you really get in there. I mean, that thing is not going to slide out of your fingers for nothing. I mean, you really get a grip on that knife. I love this knife, and it will jump out of your hands if you ain't careful. Man, that thing's got some action. Love this knife. It is expensive, $180, but it is worth it. Cheap things aren't good, and good things aren't cheap. You pay for what you get. You pay a little more, you get a little more. You pay a little less, you get a little less. And I'm going to tell you, with this, you're paying more, but you are getting so much more. I absolutely love this knife, regardless of the size. This is one of my new favorite pieces in my collection. I mean, wow. I just love this knife. And I love the Chavez pocket clips. I love those skull pocket clips. That's just beautiful. I mean, it really is beautiful. He makes such good quality products. And of course, Boker. I mean, I've got a lot of Bokers. Boker's a great knife company. Been around for a long time. The last knife that I've got in, and these are just my newest knives that I just recently got in. What I want to do is a collection video and show my entire collection, but that'll take like an hour because I have so many daggone knives. But I would like to do an entire collection video of everything that I've got. But this knife right here is another EDC knife. I'm really starting to try to get into the budget-friendly EDC knives that I can carry around that aren't folders. I've got a lot of automatics, a lot of folders and stuff, but I really like the fixed blades. And once you carry a fixed blade and you get used to a fixed blade, you're always going to want a fixed blade. Fixed blades are just so handy. I can jerk it out. I can do what I need to do. I don't have to worry about, anything. It just, fixed blades. They're where it's at. They really are. Of course, folders are great. I love having a folder. You're never going to catch me with one not in my pocket. But if I'm jerking one out to use it, a knife that is, if I've got something I'm needing to do, I'm jerking my neck knife off or my fixed blade out. It's just a quick, easy deployment. Do what you got to do. Put it right back in. This is the Ferrum Forge Lacking. This is a cheaper, I take that back. This is a budget friendly knife. It's got a great little Kydex sheath. I mean, you saw me have to yank that thing out. I mean, this thing's got some good retention. This thing, once it's in, it ain't going nowhere. It's got 3 holes there, so you can, and I've already tested this. The Ulti clips do fit on it well. Ulti clips and stuff like that. So it's got great jimping in the back. It's a thin knife. It's a really thin knife. There's not a lot of blade stock there. So it's a thin knife, but man, it is sharp. Woo, that is sharp. It's one of the sharper knives that I've gotten out of the package. I mean, this thing is a razor blade. Now, it's D2 steel. I do know that for a fact. It's got the black finish, the neutral G10 color handles. It's small. Now, here's the thing. It's 3 fingers. That extra finger is going to hang over there, but it's got great jimping, so it's still not going to go anywhere. Would I like to have it a little bit bigger in my hands? That's what she said, but sorry. But you know what? It's going to do what I need to do. For a small little EDC fixed blade, I don't need it to be that big. It's got enough of a grip to where I can do what I need to do. If I'm actually going to be doing something that I need that full grip on it, and then I'm doing something that's serious, and I'm not going to be using this knife anyways. This is going to be your package opening, your letter opening, your box cutting, different things like that. This is going to be jerking it out and cutting a string off of something. Just your typical EDC uses. This is a great little D2 blade that I'm going to be able to keep sharp, just as sharp as it. I don't know about that. I mean, this thing is a razor blade. Wow, that thing is freaking sharp. Ferrum Forge, great little budget knife. Great little budget knife. I'm not going to go over the stats on this thing. My battery is running down. It's about to die. But just a really nice EDC pocket blade. I'm not going to use this as a neck knife, but you could. I'm going to put the Ulti clip on it. I'm going to shove it right in my pocket right there, right on, and just jerk it out when I need to. Ferrum Forge, it's got a little lanyard hole right there. I am going to put a lanyard on that so that I get that extra fourth finger grip on it and stuff like that. But D2, natural colored G10 handles, just a nice little knife. That I'm not a fan. It might look like it because 1, 2, 3, no, just 3 of them. 3 of these blades that I've showed here in this video have the black blades. I'm not a fan of the black blade. I mean, I don't mind them, but I'd much rather have the satin or the stone wash blade. But this was only available when I ordered this one in the black blade, so I got it. But I really like it. I like it just as much as I do the other ones. I mean, not as much. I would rather have the satin or the stone wash, but I don't mind it. I mean, if they were the options, I'm taking the satin. Hands down every single time. But I am not going to be any less pleased with that knife if it shows up with a black blade. I like this knife. For an EDC little fixed blade, this is going to be great. It's going to do me well. I'm going to keep that sucker sharp. And it is a nice little knife. I'm going to tell you guys, I have a huge collection, but small compared to most knife collectors, because I've not been doing this long. I mean, I've been collecting knives for a long time, but not collecting. I mean, I just had a few knives because I actually used them, but actually getting into actually collecting knives, putting them back, trying to build my collection, having pieces that I wanted to own, that I wanted to look at, that I wanted to collect, that's been a new thing. That's been in the last year or so. So I'm really getting into it. I love knife collecting. It's changed my life. It gives me and my kids something to focus on. Maybe I'm going to do a video here soon with my kids and let them show off some of their knives in our collection. And I'm definitely going to do an overall knife collection. That's going to take a long time because I have a lot of fixed blades and a lot of folders. Not like a lot of collectors do because I'm still new to it, but I'm getting up there and I really like what I have and I'm proud of what I have because it's mine, because I've spent my own money on it and because I'm working really hard. But I tell you, I suggest and encourage anybody that's wanting to get into knife collecting. It's a fun hobby. It's a hobby that you don't have to worry about the weather. You don't have to worry about what's going on in the world. It's just something you can do in your living room or at your kitchen table. You can get some knives in. You can look at them. You can play with them. You can sharpen them. And you do get to carry different ones on a different basis. What outfit are you wearing? Are you wearing shirt and tie? Are you wearing a hoodie and jogging pants? Are you wearing camouflage and you're going out hunting in the woods or going camping? You've got different knives and you can look through your collection. Oh, this one's for this day, this one's for this day, this one's for that outfit, this one's for that outfit, this one's for the wife, this one's for the kids, whatever. There's a knife for everybody, and there's and there's plenty of knives out there to choose from. So I encourage everybody to get into it. I hope you like the knives that I've got. These are just a few that I've got in the last 2 days, and I'm going to start doing this more and more. So thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to share some more knives with you guys. This is my first foray into this, and I hope you enjoyed what I got. Yeah, I know that they're not the best knives out there, the most expensive, but they're mine, and I wanted to share them with you guys and just start being part of this knife community. It's one of the greatest communities out there, and I consider myself lucky and fortunate to be part of it now. So you guys have a great rest of your day, a great week. Go out and vote here soon, regardless of what your politics are. The world is changing, and everybody needs to put their voice in now while you still can. So go out and do your part, vote, and buy more knives. Let's get to it.